Just like in English, there are many ways to express oneself in the past, actions that have happened to us or to others. And in Spanish, one of those tenses is the preterite. We call it el pretérito. And the best way to describe it is it reflects actions that have happened in the past over a shortened period of time. We call this completed actions, such as I went to bed at this hour. He slept for 8 hours. We went to the cinema. Little quick actions in the past, and that's used with the pretérito in Spanish. Now, the pretérito is the most complex tense in the Spanish language because it has so many exceptions. And today, I want to go over just AR verbs in the pretérito, how to conjugate them, and the one exception with a specific set. So let's begin. To form the pretérito, it's just like the present tense. You take off the AR and add these endings. Haste, o, hamos, hastes, haron. So the accents are only in the yo and the el, ella, or usted forms. So if we take a verb such as hablar, let's go through that and repeat after me. Hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablastes, hablaron. One thing you'll notice is the nosotros form is the same as the present tense. So how do we know if hablamos means we're talking or hablamos is we spoke or talked? Context, especially if you have words like yesterday, ayer, or anoche. That's how you can tell with that. And the only exceptions for AR, well, there are some AR verbs that are exceptional, like estar, andar, and whatnot. But the biggest rule for most AR verbs, if there's an exception, they're verbs that end in GAR, CAR, and ZAR. So let's go over this. GAR, if you take a verb like llegar, to arrive, it is the same in all the endings except for the yo form. The yo form, it's llegué, and you add a U before the E with the accento. And this is because a G before an E or an I makes a H sound, and because the ending for AR verbs in the yo form is A, we have to maintain that G sound, so we add the U, which is silent, so it's llegué. And the rest of the verb is normal, so it'd be llegué, and then the other forms, just G plus the ending, you take off the AR, so llegaste, llegó, llegamos, llegastes, llegaron. And any verb that ends in GAR, such as entregar, pagar, llegar, and whatnot. Same thing with CAR verbs, because a C before an E or an I makes a S, like an S sound, like 16. That's why we make the C into a Q and add a U, because the U again is silent. So for example, tocar, to play, whether it's an instrument or tocar isn't to touch. So the yo form would be toque. But all the other forms, you just conjugate normal, taking off the AR and adding the endings and keeping the C. So again, it'd be toque, tocaste, tocó, tocamos, tocastes, y tocaron. And other CAR verbs would be buscar. I mentioned tocar, trying to think of another one, explicar, to explain, and any other CAR verbs. And then finally, you have ZAR verbs, where the Z changes to a C, and that's to maintain that S sound before the E. So an example is empezar, to begin, just like comenzar, these both do it. And this is going to be in another video, but any stem changing verb that ends in AR does not stem change in the pretérito. So if we take empezar, to begin, it's empecé. So empecé, the Z changes to a C, and then you add on the ending E. And again, all the other forms have vowels that allow that Z to make that natural kind of pronunciation. And so that is why you don't need it. You only need it in the yo form. So it'd be the verb empezar in the pretérito would be empecé, empezaste, empezó, empezamos, empezastes, y empezaron. So using AR verbs, put in the comments below, ¿qué hiciste anoche? What did you do last night? ¿Qué hiciste? You could say, yo estudié, yo miré la televisión, and whatnot, anything else. So put it in the comments below, ¿qué hiciste anoche? And if you haven't subscribed to makingSpanishSimple.com to learn more about grammar, vocab, tourism, slang, what to read and watch in Spanish, and anything else that I'm forgetting, you can go to makingSpanishSimple.com and subscribe today.